And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Tuesday. So we are continuing on with our NFL draft prospect of the day. And we are also doing our NBA player spotlight. And the clue for who we're doing the spotlight on today is he's a potential Sixth Man of the Year candidate. And we've been naming off, we've got 3 in our head so far that we're kind of still kind of looking into, but he is one of them that we will be looking at today. And then for our clue for who is our NFL draft prospect of the day, he's a wide receiver, not from Alabama. So there you go. I think this is our first wide receiver that's not from Alabama that we are taking a look at. So hopefully he's looking good, and hopefully our teams get him if he's looking good. Alrighty, so, and then we're also breaking down the NBA and going over the stories of the day, so let's jump right into it. Here we go, and there it is, folks. It broke like as we were live last night, or yesterday. J.J. Watt, he's not going to Buffalo. We've all been bamboozled. He's going to Arizona, a spot that we never even heard of or thought of. So John Clayton, remember yesterday we said that John Clayton said that J.J. Watt's top 3 were the Titans, the Bills, and the Packers. What was up with that? What was up with that, John Clayton? So obviously people don't know what they're talking about. Once again, these fake stories coming out. Free agency. You can say whatever you want. Now this is what we're going to say. My sources, folks, my sources are saying that Deshaun Watson is going to Atlanta. Atlanta is going to be trading for Deshaun Watson. That's all the sources. I'm on, the internet. I've got my guys. I know people in the NFL, folks. So Deshaun Watson will be going to Atlanta. It's already basically done right now. So, yeah. That's my source. And then, so when J.J. Watt went and announced that he is going to Arizona, classic fashion, he's got, he's working out in a Cardinals t-shirt, but then he says, "Source me." That's the caption on Twitter. So, making fun of that whole Peloton situation that broke yesterday before he decides that he is going to play with Arizona. Now, there's a lot of consequences of playing in Arizona. Well, now the division is absolutely stacked defensively. You got the Rams. They were the top defense in the league last season, and they have Aaron Donald. They gave up the least amount of points, under 300. They're the only team that gave up under 300 points. It was like 296, but hey, that's still under 300, and they were the top defense for that. The 49ers, they got a top 5 defense that's led by Nick Bosa, so all these great edge rushers. And now the Cardinals, they had Chandler Jones on the edge, and now they got J.J. Watt on the other end. Folks, Russell Wilson, folks, he was, talking about how, he doesn't want to get beat up and, expressing all this kind of discontent with the Seahawks organization. Now, do you think Russell Wilson wants to be there even more now? No, he was definitely going to want to leave Seattle. So if he wasn't going to leave Seattle before J.J. Watt gets to the Arizona Cardinals, he's definitely going to want to leave now, knowing that the defenses, you have to face these people 6 total times. You have to face Aaron Donald twice, Nick Bosa twice, J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones twice. So that's 6 games of just great defensive pressure on Russell Wilson. So the Seahawks are definitely going to have to fix up their line a little bit through this draft. So if they don't take a lineman the first and second round of their draft picks, Russell Wilson is going to be like, yeah, I'm definitely out now. I'm over it. I'm not going to be chased around. I'm not going to be running for my life, through this entire season. I know how to kind of have longevity in this career. I'm learning from Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. They don't get hit. Aaron Rodgers is the throwaway master because he doesn't want to get hit. Tom Brady just gets rid of the ball quickly. So Russell Wilson's like, I'm not going to be running around for my life. I'm not going to have my career cut short by 7 years because they've got great defenses and nobody wants to give me any protection on this offensive line. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Russell Wilson does if kind of all those stories were true of him being really discontent with the management and the coaching staff of the Seahawks. And now that J.J. Watt's in the division as well, man, oh man, it's going to be tough. So J.J. Watt didn't go to Buffalo. We've all been bamboozled. Those clues that J.J. Watt were leaving on Twitter were fake. How crazy, folks. Unfortunate. Twitter's not telling the truth all the time. Crazy. So J.J. Watt, a new Arizona Cardinal, and man, oh man, are they going to be good now. That defense, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, Buda Baker on the defensive backside. Oh my goodness. Woof. Kyler Murray's just going to have to keep it up offensively because the defense is going to get it done. Alrighty, next few stories are about the Detroit Lions. They had a press conference, so a lot of information coming out about their plans and what they plan to do. Well, let's remind you that they hired Dan Campbell as their head coach for some reason. I really don't think this is going to be good. I do not think Dan Campbell's going to work. I mean, he was an interim head coach for the Dolphins when we fired Philbin for a little bit, and it just was not good, folks. It truly was not. And then he went to be an assistant head coach for the Saints, and I just don't see it working. But here he is, and then in the press conference, he says, quote, well, the question was Lions coach Dan Campbell on final say on roster decisions between the head coach and the general manager and all that. So he says, quote, a true alpha knows when it's time to concede for the betterment of the team. Who still uses like, oh, I'm the alpha, oh, you're the beta? Like, who still classifies themselves like that? Does anybody do that? That's just so bizarre to me. So, Dan Campbell, the juice head that he appears to be, saying a true alpha knows when it's time to concede for the betterment of the team. Basically just saying like, I know I'm the top dog here and I'm the alpha, but if some of these other betas got better decisions, I'll listen to them. I'll entertain it because, hey, we're trying to work for the same goal. So instantly this quote is turning me off, folks. I do not like this man. If I was a Lions fan, I'd be like, what the heck are we doing? So that's the first quote of Dan Campbell. And now we got their decision on pending free agent Kenny Galladay. I mean, he was injured this season. He only started 5 games. But, I mean, when we look at his stats, he's pretty good, folks. First of all, he's 6'4", so instantly give me that. I'm taking height and speed. That's what I build my football team around. Height on the offensive side, speed mostly on the defensive side, and skill positions, just kind of filler for everything else. But I want height and I want speed, and Kenny Galladay is 6'4", so I want that all day. In the 2 seasons that he played, most of the games, in 2018 he played 13 games, had 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns, very good there. And then in 2019 he played all 16 games, 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. So this man can definitely get it done. This man can definitely work. And as we see in this season, he only played 5 games, had 300 yards and 2 touchdowns in only 5 games. So the man is definitely a wide receiver that you want. But then they say, here we get a quote from their general manager now, Brad Holmes, quote, there's also no debate that Kenny's been at the forefront of our minds in terms of making sure that we make the best possible decision, not only for the Lions, but for Kenny. And that's kind of where the clue sets in. We want to do the best thing, not only for us, but also for Kenny Galladay, the receiver. So that kind of shows you that they're kind of looking to kind of maybe get rid of him, not sign him back. Because if a management of a job is saying, we want to do what's best for the actual player, the actual person, and not the business and not themselves, that means they're getting rid of you. Don't think of it as it is us getting rid of you. Think of it as, we just want you to better yourself, and we just don't think you're that great here. We think you can be better somewhere else, and we think you can, just be a more positive influence somewhere else. Don't get us wrong, we love you and we think you're great, but we think you could be better somewhere else, not here. That's the polite way of saying, hey, get the fuck out of here. So I don't know if they're going to even be bringing Kenny Galladay back. Maybe they franchise tag him. I don't know. And then the last kind of story here for the Lions is that they may be even moving off of Jared Goff, which I don't know if that's the good decision or not. This is the true year where we find out, was it Jared Goff that struggled, or was it Sean McVay that struggled there in Los Angeles? Because they had the defense fantastic, but they could not do anything great offensively, and they had some decent pieces at wide receiver. So now is it just kind of the offensive mind of Sean McVay? Maybe the schemes weren't good, or is it just the physical play at the quarterback position of Jared Goff? Because when we look at Jared Goff's stats, they're not terrible, but they're also not great because he throws a lot of interceptions, and that's the one thing that we hate seeing, a lot of interceptions here. So, I mean, when we just look at his totals, we'll start with completion percentage, 54 his rookie year. We can bypass that because he got better. Then he went 62%, 64, 62, and then just 67% this season. And we have been seeing a lot of inflated completion percentage. This number is just kind of across the board. I mean, we had Aaron Rodgers throwing for 70, which he definitely can do, but it's still kind of outside the realm. And then Josh Allen throwing for 69. So definitely some inflated completion percentage numbers this season. Yards wise, rookie year, he only played 7 games, 1,000 yards. Then he had 3,800, 4,600, and then 3,900 this season. And then for touchdowns, we're in 2017, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 2018, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. This season's not bad. I mean, we're very close to 3-1, so that's what we're talking about. And especially in 2017 as well, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Once again, that's very good. But then in 2019, 22 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. That's barely 1-1. And then 2020, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So closer to 2-1. But still not great. You're throwing double-digit interceptions with a little bit of lackluster touchdowns. Let's get that into high 20s, 30s. Let's get it into that category. But 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, not really going to get the job done. So Jared Goff is going from a wide receiver kind of treasure trough in the Los Angeles Rams to really not even possibly having, Kenny Golladay, going to have to kind of stick with just Marvin Jones. He's still solid. He's not 6'4", though. I think he's possibly 6'2", maybe. How tall is Marvin Jones? Let's get an accurate height on this man. 6'2", yeah. So 6'2", 199, not as beefy as 6'4", 212. So, but anyway. And he only had 1,000-yard receiving season. So, I mean, you sign Kenny Golladay. He's younger. He's got more 1,000-yard wide receiving seasons than 1,000-yard wide receiving season than Marvin Jones, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I'm flustered. We were running late on the prep, and then we had to sign back into our streaming services. It was a whole thing, a whole mess. We started 2 minutes late, folks. We were never 2 minutes late. So I'm trying to get back on track here. So you got to sign Kenny Golladay over Marvin Jones. He's younger. He's got more 1,000-yard seasons than Marvin Jones does. So you got to stick with Kenny Golladay. Got to stick with him. So we don't even know if he's bringing Kenny Golladay back. This is the big season of if Jared Goff can play or not. And we say that because the Lions may not be having Jared Goff or maybe looking at other options, because we get a quote here. The general manager, once again, says, quote, "I like the crop of quarterbacks that are coming out in this year's draft," and basically saying that we're having all the options on the table when it comes to this year's draft. If we're going to keep Jared Goff, if we're going to go and draft somebody else. So this Lions team seems like they really aren't sure of their true plans, or at least isn't saying what their true plans are. We're at a question mark with Jared Goff. We're at a question mark with Kenny Golladay, and I think we're at a big old question mark with kind of the leadership and just kind of everything that every duty or just like every aspect of coaching. I don't know if Dan Campbell can really do all the aspects of coaching. He's a great motivator. We know this. That's kind of his primary job there. Kind of the same thing with Robert Saleh, just kind of a hype man on defense. Dan Campbell's the same way. He's kind of the strength. He comes from like a strength and conditioning, kind of a tight end coach's background. So, just kind of motivating players. Same thing with Robert Saleh. So don't know if that's going to really translate very well to head coach. They've got Jared Goff. Don't know if he can play. And we don't know if they're going to be signing one of their receivers in Kenny Golladay. So big question marks up in the air for the Detroit Lions. All right, moving on, and this could get bad, folks, really bad. We all know the big old car accident that Andy Reid's son caused, who's also a freaking member of the staff. Why is that? Nepotism? Yes. Give me the give me the job. But anyway, Andy Reid's son, coach of the Chiefs, got into a car accident right before the Super Bowl and almost killed some children. And now we get an attorney for the family of the Ariel Young. I guess they're releasing names. I don't know. Ariel Young, the person that this man hit, says she suffered a brain injury that has left her unable to speak or walk. Oof. Ugh. You go from potentially winning back-to-back Super Bowls to almost killing somebody, and now you're going to get sued and lose your job and possibly go to prison. Was it all worth it because this man was drunk? Once again, taking away from Andy Reid's legacy. Andy Reid could have went back-to-back, and we just saw how lackluster that Kansas City Chiefs offense was in the Super Bowl, and I think we got to blame this man right here. Truly unfortunate. You know, you give birth to a son or a daughter, and then they turn around years later and bite you in the ass. Never have children, folks. They'll ruin your career. They'll ruin your legacy. Oh boy, this is gonna get ugly, folks. It's not gonna be good. Alrighty, let's go to, do we skip this for today? Let's skip this for today. We'll come back to this tomorrow. Top plays of the Buffalo Bills of 2020, kind of another top 10 we've got going on. But we have a lot to do on the show with our NFL draft prospect and NBA player spotlight, and we took a long time going through these other stories. So we'll come back to this one tomorrow. We'll have this one up tomorrow. All right, and then the final NFL story here. The Bears are hiring former Texas Longhorns head coach Tom Herman as an offensive analyst / special projects coach. Alrighty, what is the big thing that we are saying with the Bears this season? This is Matt Nagy's judgment year. Same thing with Sean McVay. Sean McVay got rid of Jared Goff. Sean McVay is basically saying that Jared Goff is the problem of all their kind of offensive struggles, so that's the judgment year for Sean McVay. Same thing for kind of Matt Nagy. I mean, he can't pick the quarterback right. He was sticking with Mitch Trubisky, then he went and picked up Nick Foles, and none of them are really making it work, but Matt Nagy is still having decently successful seasons, at least in the first half of the season, that is getting them into at least playoff contention, that is kind of cooling the flames under kind of Matt Nagy's hot seat. So, we know Mitch Trubisky can't play. We know Nick Foles can't play. We know there's a ton of quarterbacks that want to be traded. We know there's a decent quarterback draft class this season. Not great, but decent. So, this is the year that Matt Nagy needs to go out and prove that he can pick a good, serviceable quarterback that can go out and at least get you to the playoffs and at least be competitive in really all these games. So, he maybe is bringing in another offensive mind, offensive analysis, special projects. That special project, in my opinion, is going to be finding out the correct quarterback for this system. And this man is Tom Herman is going to kind of be the end-all, be-all of what Matt Nagy is in the NFL. Because if they can figure out the quarterback and Matt Nagy makes it to the playoffs this season, the first season in with the new quarterback, then we could say, yes, Matt Nagy knows what he's doing as a head coach. He deserves to be there. And then we can, he can get another contract extension as a head coach for the Bears. But if he doesn't find that quarterback, he knows he's out. He's only got this last season. This is the season. Go out, get whatever quarterback you want. I'm sure the Bears are all green lighting. If you want to go and try and get Deshaun Watson, that's fine. We're hearing I just heard a report that there's a team that is kind of trying to trade away the next 2 years of their draft. We're talking like all their picks for the next 2 years to try and get Deshaun Watson. Is that the Bears? Is that Matt Nagy? Is that Tom Herman also in Matt Nagy's ear saying, yeah, you got to go and get this guy? Because it's a little interesting that they're bringing in a head coach from college to be just an offensive analysis / special project. So we'll see what the Bears do at quarterback this season, but it is a make or break year for Matt Nagy this season. He's got to get the quarterback right 100%. And just speaking on that, because I saw some tweets saying that Alex Smith should go to the Bears. No, folks. Matt Nagy needs to get a young, serviceable quarterback. We just saw freaking Alex Smith. He's eight interceptions, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, not airing out the ball. Matt Nagy cannot take another chance here at a quarterback that is aging out of the league, that, possibly will get injured again, that will not be as good offensively as Mitch Trubisky is. Mitch Trubisky throws more touchdowns than Alex Smith does, so I guess Mitch Trubisky's a tad better, not even that much. I don't even believe it, but maybe even a smidge better than Alex Smith, maybe. All right, moving on, in the last 2 stories are in the NBA. Nate McMillan, the head coach for the Hawks, has been fired, folks. Or no, not Nate McMillan. He's the interim head coach. We got these stories backward. Hawks dismissed the head coach, Lloyd Pierce, as the head coach, which I think is definitely a good decision here. This Hawks team is floundering, and they shouldn't be floundering this bad. I mean, they've got the superstar in Trae Young. They've got the big in Clint Capella, but we see nobody else really stepping up. on a nightly basis, getting it done. No really great bench participation either. Contribution from the bench, nothing great there. So we have to start looking to maybe coaching on, maybe that's the problem there in Atlanta, because you've got the stars, you've got the talent, but you don't have that depth there. You don't have, the other players stepping up consistently. So maybe it's the coach just not getting it done in, the coaching abilities, coaching up players, making the right rotations, setting the right lineup. So I don't know if Lloyd Pierce is a good coach or not, but the Hawks are struggling and they have to do something to try and, figure it out and try and, reverse the course, because they maybe still can't make the playoffs. Let's see where they're at officially here in the standings. Let's get these refreshed. Alrighty, the Hawks, what do we got? They're currently number 11 in the East at 14-20, and they are, 2 games out. 2.5 games, 2 games out from that 8th seed, so they can still make a run, and they've still got some decent pieces, but maybe it is the coach. So Nate McMillan has accepted the interim head coaching job for the Hawks. Now, I don't know if he's a great head coach either, if he can kind of, build some better lineups, build some better rotations, get players to kind of elevate their own play, but the Hawks had to do something. They're going to try and change the coach here, see if that changes it, see if that fixes it, and if not, I don't know what you do. You got to get another superstar. You got to get somebody else out before this trade deadline. So we'll see. We'll see what the Hawks do with these this new head coach here, the new interim head coach, but not sure. Not sure if they're going to be able to be good. Alrighty, those are all the stories we needed to talk about today, so let's head over to what happened in the NBA yesterday. We hit our moneymaker yesterday, yes sir, 3 for 3, hitting them all. We had, what do we have? We had the Nets -5, they win in overtime by 11, absolutely fantastic. Then we had, what else do we have? Hang on. I forgot to write them down. We were very scrambled before the show today, folks. All right, what else did we have? So we had the Nets -5. The Cavs +1.5. They beat the Rockets outright. That was easy money there. We loved that bet. We loved it. And then to round out our top three, our 3 picks, we picked the 76ers -4.5, and they win, I think, by like 9 or something like that. So easy wins across the board. All like what we know, what we're used to here, just hitting moneymakers. That's what we do here. And we hit one last night, 3 of 3, and we're going to be looking to do that again tonight. So we'll kind of go over quickly what happened in the NBA. We'll go a little bit deeper into the stats. We'll do the moneymaker for today's action. Then we'll do our NBA player spotlight. Then we'll do our NFL draft prospect of the day, and then we're out of here. So here we go. The Mavericks and the Magic, and the Mavericks are a little bit back on track here. What is this? I think they're on a decent win streak here. I want to say like 6. Is this correct? The Mavericks, no, they're on a 2-game winning streak, but 8-2 in their last 10. So they're getting it really kind of together here, which is decent. They are still only the 9th seed in the West, so we know there is tough competition here to try and fight for a playoff spot. So the Mavericks get the win 130-124 over a nice night by Luka Doncic. 76ers Pacers, they win by 16. The 76ers win by 16. We had them -4.5. Absolutely fantastic. We knew Joel Embiid was going to have a great game because, nobody on the Pacers can rise to the occasion of fighting and, competing against good teams. And we know that Miles Turner was not going to be able to hold Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid went for 24 points and 13 rebounds. So, yes, they're getting it done. Now, Tobias Harris did not play in this game for the Sixers, and they still put up 130 points, so that probably means somebody else stepped up. Hopefully Danny Green and Seth Curry. We'll see when we break down the stats of who actually stepped up for the 76ers team, but very promising night that the 76ers put up 130 points with Joel Embiid only contributing 24 and no Tobias Harris. That speaks kind of volumes to kind of who else stepped up, so we'll go deeper into that when we look into the stats. Nuggets, Bulls, and the Nuggets win closely, 118-112, and that's why we like the Bulls. They are starting to kind of be competitive against kind of the better teams in this league. That's why we're starting to buy them a little bit more here. But they do need to start kind of start taking that next step into finally starting to beat the better teams. And, we are coming up to the All-Star break, so hopefully they can kind of regroup and be like, all right, things are working. We are getting it done. We all just kind of need to step it up collectively a little bit so we can start closing out some of these games. But Bulls keep it close, 118-112. Nuggets back on track here. All right, Pelicans and the Jazz, and surprisingly, the Pelicans beat the Jazz. Finally, the Pelicans close out a game and are able to get a win here, 129-124 over the Jazz. And, the Jazz, over these last couple of games here, are they floundering? We've been seeing them on, big win streaks. They were like 18-1 at one point, like maybe even 20-1 at one point. So, we've seen them kind of be very, very good. They've been kind of losing game after game. They would win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. That's kind of where we're at now with the Jazz. And, the Pelicans getting it done. That's actually huge for them. Young team able to close out one of the a game against one of the best teams in the league. You could call them the best team in the league, the Jazz. That's fine. I'd probably not disagree with that. So, nice win here by the Pelicans. Everybody getting it done, closing it out. That's our one knock on the Pelicans, is that they don't close out games. They're a little bit young, but they close it out perfectly here against the Jazz, so very well done. Alrighty, Nets and the Spurs, and Kyrie Irving almost blows the game, misses a game-winning layup at the end of regulation, really just got to the basket, wide open, and he just missed it, but he steps up in overtime, hitting absolutely clutch shots, so the game goes into overtime, the Nets just take control and win by 11, 124-113. Spurs played very well, great defense down the stretch, just unfortunately couldn't get it done in overtime, and basically when a game goes into overtime, it's 50-50, you really can't call the outcome, just somebody's gonna, stay hot scoring the ball, and another team's going to flounder, and that's exactly what happened here in overtime. Everybody was getting it done for the Nets in overtime. James Harden, Kyrie Irving hitting clutch shots, and the Spurs just really couldn't buy a basket. I think they maybe only put up 4 points in overtime. All right, Cavs and the Rockets, one of our moneymaker picks as well. Cavs plus 1.5. We knew they would win outright. We knew Jarrett Allen would eat all night, and we knew the Rockets would be lackluster, and all of that happened, folks. We'll go a little bit deeper into the stats when we get there. And then the last game of the night, the Blazers and the Hornets. Close game, but the Blazers kind of open it up end of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. So Blazers get the win, 123-111 over the Hornets. LaMelo Ball had a great game. Unfortunately, they lose, but very well done by the Blazers. And to get back on track, they were on a 4-game losing streak. So love to see this Blazers team back being decent. Want to see this Hornets team, start to get into the playoffs a little bit. Where are they officially? They are number 8 in the East right now, so hey, they're in there. Got to keep it. Got to see LaMelo Ball in the playoffs here. Alrighty, let's go a little bit deeper into the stats. We'll go back up to the first game, Mavericks and the Magic. We'll start here with the Mavericks since they won the game. Luka Doncic, 33 points, 9 assists, 10 rebounds. Absolutely fantastic. A class of Luka Doncic game, if you will. Also shot 54% from the field and 50% from the three. Porzingis, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 33% from the field, not great. He also took 10 threes, and Doncic did, and only hit 3 of them, so not a bad night by Porzingis. Maxi Kleber, 13 points, 6 rebounds, decent night by him. And then Josh Richardson, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds on 1 of 6 from 3. Not the greatest, but they did get great contribution from the bench. Jalen Brunson, 24 points on 69% shooting with 6 rebounds. Great night off the bench. And then Trey Burke adding 11 points in only 9 minutes on 80% shooting off the bench. So decent night by the stars here of Luka Doncic and Porzingis. Great night from the bench of Jalen Brunson and Trey Burke, really kind of elevating them to the win. All right, now the Magic now. Vucevic, 29 points. 8 assists, 15 rebounds on 50% shooting from the field, 5 of 8 from 3 as well. So great night by Vucevic. Evan Fournier, 26 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty much a great night by him, shooting 61% and 5 of 8 from 3. Dwayne Bacon, not a great night, 7 points on 22% shooting. And is that really it? We get Michael Carter-Williams, 18 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. That's actually a pretty good night by him. So everybody did pretty good besides Dwayne Bacon, only shooting 22% in the starting lineup. And then they also got decent contributions off the bench by Terrence Ross, putting up 18 points and 4 rebounds. Not bad. Nobody else really getting it too well done off the bench as well. We get 6 points by Chuma Okeke. 7 points by Chasen Randall, and 6 points by Gary Clark. So close game here. A little bit of a better bench there by the Mavericks and the Magic, and that was really kind of the difference of last night. So Mavericks get back on track here, getting another win, trying to climb back into the playoff hunt. We'll see what they can do after the All-Star break if they can keep it up. All right, the 76ers and the Pacers. We'll start here with the 76ers. No Tobias Harris, but Joel Embiid has a good night. 24 points, 5 assists, 13 rebounds. Oh, boy. Danny Green does not step up. Unfortunate. 3 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound on 20% shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. I mean, folks. Danny Green, no Tobias Harris. You have to step up, and he doesn't. And then Seth Curry's the other person that we want to step up, and he really doesn't. Only 7 points, 5 assists on 50% shooting, 1 of 3 from 3. Once again, points have to come from somewhere if Tobias Harris is not on the floor, and Danny Green and Seth Curry are not stepping it up. Unfortunate. Ben Simmons is having more points than Seth Curry and Danny Green on a nightly basis, and I don't understand that, folks. So Ben Simmons, 18 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds on 63% shooting, a plus 25. So once again, magnificent defense. We know that's what that man does. Now they did get great contributions off the bench. Shake Milton, 26 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Finally, somebody putting up the points, somebody being good, somebody being consistent, and it's Shake Milton. And then we also get Furkan Korkmaz, 19 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds off the bench in only 22 minutes. So bench players outscoring Seth Curry and Danny Green collectively combined. I mean, they put up 10 points combined between those two. I mean, I don't know, man. How they just never step it up. If you don't step it up with Tobias Harris on the floor, I can understand it a little bit, but when he's not on the floor and you guys all kind of elevate to like kind of the second and third scoring options and you still don't step it up, it's so frustrating to see. Luckily, they squeaked out a win here. They did kind of win bigly by 16, but that's mostly just the great defense of Ben Simmons and the great just down low ability of Joel Embiid. That's really it. Alrighty, let's go to the Pacers now. Domantas Sabonis, only 15 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. All that is good. The 15 points is a little light for him. Doug McDermott, 9 points. Miles Turner, 11 points and 3 rebounds. Yikes. Miles Turner just getting clobbered on the glass. Justin Holiday, 12 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Malcolm Brogdon, leading scorer for the squad, 20 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds on 53% shooting. So not bad there. Also off their bench, decent contributions here. Edmund Sumner, 18 points, 3 rebounds. And Aaron Holiday, 11 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. So overall, everybody played decent. Nobody played above average. No superstar really took over. Sabonis, very kind of lackluster with only the 15 points there. So he definitely could have stepped it up a little bit more. But overall, we just know this Pacers team overall is just lackluster. They don't have those stars to go out and kind of take over games. So we know they don't really compete very well against the top tier teams. And the 76ers are still a top tier team because they've got the MVP, Joel Embiid. That's all you need. Alrighty, let's head over to the Nuggets and the Bulls. Let's start with the Nuggets. Jamal Murray hit some absolutely clutch threes down the stretch, and Jokic had some clutch shots as well. They really, that kind of tandem of Murray and Jokic really kind of won the game for the Nuggets down the stretch with like the last 3-4 minutes left in the game, all hitting absolutely clutch shots. So Jamal Murray goes for 24 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds on 4 of 8 from 3 and 57% overall from the field. Jokic, 39 points, 9 assists, 14 rebounds, just a monster game, and he went 0 of 3 from 3 and still put up 39 big old points. Michael Porter Jr., a great game by him, 17 points, 15 rebounds, holy moly, and he shot 70% from the field and 2 of 4 from 3. So Michael Porter Jr. really kind of fitting into this role as the number 4 here. We'll see if that stays kind of true of Michael Porter Jr. being at the 4 when kind of Paul Millsap comes back and company, because we know the Nuggets have been missing a couple of pieces here. So Michael Porter Jr. usually playing at the 3, really succeeding and flourishing here at the 4, and I really think they should keep him there once everybody gets back healthy. Will Barton filling in for Paul Millsap here. He slides to the 3, and he had 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. So that's all decent, but he didn't shoot the best, 38% from the field. Definitely could have been a little bit better. And then Monte Morris, 7 points, 4 assists on 42% shooting. Not great, but I mean, when you've got, Jamal Murray, Jokic, and Porter Jr. doing all the work, you're going to be a little lackluster. So not bad there. And then nothing great from the bench either. The leading scorer was Vlatko Konkar with 8 points and 4 rebounds. So nothing really great from the bench, but the starters really kind of all got it done collectively. So Nuggets get the win. Now let's go to the Bulls. Let's see what happened here. Zach LaVine, 23 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. Kobe White, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 2 of 7 from 3 though. Could be a little bit better there, but everything else is pretty decent for Kobe White. Garrett Temple, 9 points. Patrick Williams, 13 points, 4 rebounds. And Wendell Carter Jr., 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. So not great by the starters. They did get decent contributions off the bench. Our 6th man of the year candidate, Thaddeus Young, who we will be looking at our NBA player spotlight. There it is. There's a spoiler. Thaddeus Young, 12 points, 5 steals, 4 assists, 5 rebounds on 66% shooting. Yes, sir. He's a +4 when he's on the court, folks. Truly great. And then Denzel Valentine, 13 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds on 33% shooting. So he kind of got it done as well. Just unfortunately, Jokic had a monster game, and Murray was clutch down the stretch. Unfortunate. So Bulls kept it close, which is definitely promising. We're still decently big on this Bulls team. They are currently the 10th seed in the East. So, only a game and a half back of that AC. They can definitely still get it done. Actually, only officially half a game back. So, hey. They can still get it done. We're still rooting. I would love, like I said, for kind of this 8th seed, I would love to see the Hornets, Bulls, Hawks, Wizards, Cavs, just anybody but the Pacers getting that last 8th spot. So as long as the Pacers don't get it, we're kind of cool with it. Alrighty, let's move on to the Jazz and the Pelicans. And the Pelicans hold on for the win. Let's see why. Zion Williamson, 26 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds on 58% shooting. Absolutely great. Brandon Ingram, 26 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds on 55% shooting. Brandon Ingram didn't take a 3. Zion Williamson didn't take a 3. Really, nobody. They took 11 threes total. Wow. That is interesting. 11 threes total, and just to put that into perspective, the Jazz took 43 threes total and made 17. So the Jazz made more threes than the Pelicans took in totality, which is kind of crazy. You really don't see that. So maybe Stan Van Gundy's like, hey, don't shoot the freaking 3. We're not that great. Let's do what we're good at. Down low, post game. We got Zion. We got Brandon Ingram. We got Steven Adams. All those players are beefs, folks. So that actually gets it done. We'll see if they kind of stick with this strategy moving on, because they got the win and they kind of beat one of the best teams in the NBA. So maybe the 3-pointers were kind of killing the Pelicans. All right, what else do we get here? Did we go over Brandon Ingram? Yeah, we did. Steven Adams, 5 points, 11 rebounds. Very well done. That's all he has to do. He was a +5 on the floor as well, kind of doing his best defense against Rudy Gobert. Eric Bledsoe, 11 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 38%. He took 2 threes and only made 1. And then Lonzo Ball took the most threes of all, 23 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, and he went 3 of 5 from 3. So a really great night by Lonzo Ball, stepping it up when it matters, and that's what we love to see. This is a great night by Lonzo, and he's been having a really kind of great stretch here this last kind of 2-week period. So very well done to Lonzo, really starting to get it figured out here for this Pelicans team, and that's exactly what we want. If you're struggling in the early season, that's fine. That's why there's 82 games in an NBA season. Not this season because of COVID, I get it, but 82 games in general. Take the first couple games to kind of get it figured out. What is working? What's our rotations? What should be our kind of focal point of the offense? And the Pelicans are possibly getting right at the right time. So we'll see what they can do after the All-Star break, but they are kind of getting it figured out here. And then off the bench, great production as well. Josh Hart, 13 points, 7 rebounds, absolutely fantastic. And JJ Redick, 17 points, 2 rebounds, and he shot 3 of 4 from 3, fantastic. And then even Willie Hernangomez, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists on 21 minutes of play. So really everybody got it done. From the starters to the bench, everybody was contributing here. Nobody was taking all of these threes, and they just kind of got to the basket. They did what worked for their game, and they got the win. So huge props to everybody on this Pelicans team. Huge shout out to, we'll give Stan Van Gundy the credit for them only taking 11 threes in this game. Because Brandon Ingram will take 10 himself in a game. He's got no problem with that. So very interesting there. All right, now let's go to the Jazz now. Donovan Mitchell, 21 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. Mike Conley, the starting guard here, 10 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 33% from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. The Pelicans would never. Rudy Gobert, 22 points, 9 rebounds. A little light on the rebound. Steven Adams doing good against Rudy Gobert, locking him up down low. Interesting. Now, he still did have 22 points and shot 69%, but the rebounds, though, a little light on him. Bojan Bogdanovic, 31 huge points. He was hitting some clutch threes down the stretch to kind of bring them closer to really, because kind of the Pelicans were in kind of complete control of this game kind of throughout, but that fourth quarter, Bogdanovic was hitting some clutch threes. I mean, he went 7 of 11 from 3 overall. I mean, absolutely fantastic. So great night by Bojan Bogdanovic. Unfortunately, still came up a little short. And then Royce O'Neal, 8 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. And then off the bench, I mean, another 6th Man of the Year candidate, Jordan Clarkson, 20 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds on 50% shooting and 3 of 7 from 3. So once again, another great night by Jordan Clarkson. Not great defense, only a +1 who was on the floor, and that's kind of why maybe we like Thaddeus Young a little bit better. Thaddeus Young is a little bit of a better defender. Jordan Clarkson's a little bit of a better scorer and kind of facilitator on the floor, but definitely both can make their argument for 6th Man of the Year. So an absolutely perfect night for this Pelicans team here. We'll see if this kind of low 3-point shooting kind of keeps it up. We'll see. It's something to kind of keep an eye on. All right, let's move to the Nets and the Spurs now. Kyrie Irving missing a game-winning layup at the end of regulation, but gets it done in overtime. So Kyrie Irving, 27 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds on 6 of 10 from 3 and 37% shooting overall. Ooh, yikes, not great. But James mother-loving Harden, folks. Holy moly, what a game. He steps it up. James Harden should be MVP, folks. Honestly, he is single-handedly making this Nets team work. 30 points. 15 assists, 14 rebounds, and have you heard a peep from the media today about James Harden? Because I haven't, and he just dropped 30, 15, and 14 against the freaking Spurs, who have great defense and almost won the game. Wild. Give this man his respect. This man wasn't even a starting all-star. He's a reserve. What? Y'all voted Kyrie Irving over James Harden? I cannot believe what y'all have done. You're lucky that James Harden still got selected as an all-star, because we would have lost it here, folks. James Harden is he needs to be, I'll put him in the running for MVP, honestly. We don't want to give an MVP to this kind of Nets team because they got Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, but we haven't seen Kevin Durant for a while because of the injury. Kyrie Irving shooting 37% and missing game-winning layups, and James Harden's out here is just quietly 30, 15, and 14 on 52% shooting. Absolutely magnificent. Woof, that got me fired up. Woof. Alrighty, let's continue on here. DeAndre Jordan, 8 points, 5 assists, and 13 rebounds. 6 of those rebounds offensive, so pretty good night by him as well. Joe Harris, 9 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, and he shot 30% in 3 of 8 from 3. So not great. This is kind of one of Joe Harris. This is probably Joe Harris's worst game, honestly. So he was just kind of great defense out there. We see he was a +9 on the floor, getting it done with James Harden on defense as well. So very well done. And then Bruce Brown, 23 points, 2 steals, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. I mean, folks. I mean, Joe Harris doesn't step up, but then Bruce Brown steps up. I mean, that's why this team is so freaking good. And they still have, no Kevin Durant, and they still have Shaman off the bench who can go for 10 plus. They got Nicholas Claxton, who went for 17 points off the bench. So with all these scores, with all these kind of great kind of ball scores, just kind of pure scores of Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Joe Harris, Bruce Brown, and all these ball dominant players and Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, all these other players are still finding ways to be successful in this system, put up points, be productive, be efficient. And man, oh man, this Nets team, folks, they are dangerous, folks. They are dangerous. Even with, it's not because of Kyrie. Kyrie Irving makes them the least, he adds the least danger to this team. James Harden adds so much danger. Joe Harris adds so much danger. Bruce Brown adds so much danger. Landry Shamet adds so much danger. Nicholas Claxton adds so much danger. Kevin Durant adds so much danger. DeAndre Jordan adds so much danger. But Kyrie Irving, a little danger. It doesn't really matter what he does. If he shoots poorly, they still win. If he shoots great, they still win. If he puts up 20 points, they win. He put up 30 points, they win. Has 10 assists, they win. They has 3 assists, they win. They have 4 rebounds, they win. I mean, folks, it's just Kyrie Irving, not too impressive. All right, let's move on. And I say that smurfingly, folks, a little smurfingly. Like, yes, Kyrie Irving's a great talent, and he kind of won the game last night, but still, of how much he talks and kind of his body language and kind of what he puts out there, he's not kind of worth it in totality. Not that great. But let's move on to the Spurs now. DeMar DeRozan, 22 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. Pretty nice night by him. Really a great night by all the starters. All the starters really got it done here. So, DeJounte Murray, 19 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Lonnie Walker, 19 points, 4 assists. Jacob Poeltl, 14 points, 12 rebounds. Trey Lyles, 10 points, 7 rebounds. And then DeMar DeRozan again, 22 points, 11 assists. So, all the starters really got it done. Just that bench, not the greatest. Patty Mills was the leading bench scorer with 14 points, 5 assists. And then the second highest was 8 points, 5 rebounds by Luke Samanik. And that was really it. That was all their kind of bench play there. And we know this Nets are so much deeper than the Spurs team. And, we know there was no Derek White for the Spurs and no Rudy Gay as well. So another reason why they probably lost this game. But they were at least competitive. They got it done. They clamped it up defensively late in the game. Just unfortunately, they couldn't carry over their momentum into overtime. And that's basically how overtime goes. One team carries over momentum, one doesn't, and they basically, if you go into overtime, you're going to lose by 10. Whichever team loses, they lose by double digits. All right, let's move on to the Cavs and the Rockets. Let's start here with the Cavs since day one. Colin Sexton, yes, sir, he's being a little bit more consistent here. What's the Cavs? Are they on a streak? What are they looking at? 4-game winning streak right now. Yeah, so 4-6 in their last 10. 4-game winning streak. We knew they were on a very bad losing streak, like they were on a 9-game losing streak. Not great, but they are turning it around, and part of that success here is because Colin Sexton is having consistent games, and he went for 39 points and 8 assists on 60% shooting and 4 of 8 from the 3. So very well done by him. Darius Garland, 14 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. He didn't shoot well, 38%. But everything else is decent. Jarrett Allen, 10 points, 15 rebounds. Yes, sir. Dean Wade, 8 points. And then Isaac Okoro, 5 points. So not bad overall by the starters. And then C.D. Osman off the bench, 11 points, 5 rebounds. And JaVale McGee off the bench as well, 10 points and 5 rebounds. All these bigs eating all over the Rockets because they go small ball now. And now we'll go to the Rockets. John Wall, 32 points, 5 assists. Good game by him. Victor Oladipo, 20 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He didn't shoot well, but overall, once again, not decent, not bad overall. But then everybody else is just super lackluster. Nobody else even had more than 8 points. 8 points was the third highest scores besides John Wall and Victor Oladipo. We know that's all they are now. Justin Patton at the 5 here, 6 points, 6 rebounds. PJ Tucker, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Daniel House Jr., 4 points, 3 rebounds. Off the bench now, Jashawn Tate, 5 points, 4 rebounds. Ben McLemore, 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Sterling Brown, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. I mean, nothing great here, no great beef. And the Rockets lose another one. Not surprising to us. So, very well done by the Cavs. Colin Sexton's being good. Jarrett Allen's being good. And they're getting solid contributions off their bench. So, Cavs, not a terrible team, still not great, a little bit of below average team. They definitely need somebody else, whether, another bench great or another kind of starter greatness up there, but we'll see if they can get it done in the second half of the season. And then the last game from last night, Blazers, Hornets. Let's start here with the Blazers since they won. Damian Lillard, 23 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds on 38% shooting. Oof. And 6 of 15 from 3. Holy moly. Not the best shooting night, but hey, he got a better contribution from everybody else. So very well done for the squad. Gary Trent Jr., 17 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 63%, so not bad there. Enes Kanter, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Robert Covington, 21 points, 10 rebounds. Derrick Jones Jr., 3 points, 3 rebounds, no assists. He only took 2 shots all game and shot 50%. So just more of a defensive piece out there. Want to see this man get involved in the offense a little bit more. But look at this bench play. Carmelo Anthony actually led the team in scoring off the bench. 29 points, 5 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds on 52% shooting, and 6 of 10 from the 3. So an absolutely fantastic game from Carmelo Anthony. Nasir Little adding 11 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. And even Rodney Hood, we'll give him 8 points, 2 rebounds on 50% shooting off the bench. So not bad there. Everybody getting it done. A complete game, a complete team game here. It's not Damian Lillard dropping 40. It's not Gary Trent Jr. dropping 30. It's just everybody collectively getting it done. Great scoring output by kind of the stars here. And they get the win over the Hornets. Now let's talk about the Hornets now. LaMelo Ball, an absolutely great game here. 30 points, 4 steals, 8 assists, 6 rebounds on 55% shooting, and 5 of 7 from 3. Absolutely fantastic. We see Cody Zeller is still not in the starting lineup, so Bismack Biyombo is still at the 5 here. 6 points, 5 rebounds. Not terrible overall. +4 overall in the plus minus. So once again, decent defense by the big. PJ Washington, he had that great game, their last game, but now where he dropped like 40 points, and now he's back to 3 points, 3 rebounds on 12% shooting, 1 of 8 from the field. Marty Terry Rozier, 20 points, 6 assists, 4 steals, not bad on 47% shooting and 3 of 9 from 3. And then Cody Martin to round out the starters here. 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. So not bad by him. So overall, not bad by the starters. Definitely could have seen PJ Washington step it up a little bit. But then off the bench, I mean, great performances here. Malik Monk, 19 points on 53% shooting. Caleb Martin, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Miles Bridges, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. So overall, not bad by this Hornets team. They are showing some promise here. They do have some kind of great offensive productions. We can always kind of count on LaMelo Ball. Terry Rozier, we can kind of count on him for at least 15, but we know he can go for 30 any night. PJ Washington, he's got to be a little bit more consistent, because now that we know he can kind of score greatly, he's got to be a little bit more consistent here. And then off the bench, Malik Monk, Miles Bridges, or really Caleb Martin can really kind of go off for them on a nightly basis. So they're good kind of on the bench. They've got the playmakers in the starting lineup to really get it done. They just have to go and get it done. Alrighty, that was the NBA from last night. Let's see what's on tap today. Alrighty, we got nationally televised games, so that's always great. Grizzlies Wizards should be a pretty decent game here. Probably not any great value. The spread's probably going to be no more than 2. Wizards -2, Grizzlies +2. Probably going to be a close spread here, so we probably stay away from it, but we'll see what we get when we get there. Clippers Celtics first primetime game on 7:30 on TNT. Should be a good one as well, but we'll probably take the Clippers if everybody is good to go. Hawks, Heat, Spurs, Knicks, Nuggets, Bucks. Ooh, that's going to be a good one too. Nuggets, Bucks. Unfortunately, that's not on TV because we got Suns and Lakers at 10 o'clock on TNT. That one should be a good one as well. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton versus LeBron James and Dennis Schroeder. How well is DeAndre Ayton going to play now that there is no AD in the starting lineup for the Lakers? So DeAndre Ayton could be having a big old game here tonight. Alrighty, let's hit our moneymaker again. Let's hit it again. Let's go back to back, folks. 3 of 3 last night. Folks, whenever we miss, we only miss on one. It doesn't matter how many games we really pick. So we really know what we're talking about here. Even in the games that we stay away from, we kind of call those perfectly as well. Kind of why we stay away from games, and all that really happens. So we kind of know what we're talking about here, folks. We just hit 3 of 3 last night. Let's do it again tonight. So let's see what we get. Let's get these lines up to date. Alrighty, so here we go. First game, Grizzlies and Wizards, and there it is, folks. There it is. Grizzlies -1, Wizards +1. Exactly how we called it. No real great value, really either way. Let's see if everybody's good to go for both of these squads. I'm assuming they are if the spreads are like this. Dylan Brooks has to be playing if you want a chance to take the Grizzlies here -1. So for the Grizzlies, Kyle Anderson, game time decision. Grayson Allen is still out, though, and that is not a huge factor to us. And then for the Wizards, still Ish Smith is out. So everybody's pretty much good to go here for both these squads. We are going to stay away from it because, like we said, I mean, we don't really see any great value. Both these teams, we do like, taking points with these teams. If we can get, 4, 6, 7 points, maybe even 8 points with either of these teams, that's when we like them. But, -1, +1, facing against each other, really could go either way. So we will stay away from it. We'll stay away and learn from it, as we like to say here. Alrighty, Clippers, Celtics. Clippers -4, Celtics +4. Oh man, I think we might be swallowing some points here for the Clippers. They did just lose against the Bucks, kind of had it in their grasp and just kind of blew it in the fourth quarter, which we know that's kind of the Clippers' MO. All right, so everybody is good to go for the Clippers, and for the Celtics, Marcus Smart is still out, and Jaylen Brown is a game time decision. So it'll be interesting to see if Jaylen Brown makes it for the game. I would expect he does based on the spread. Just based on the spread alone, this kind of makes sense with all the starters there for the Celtics: Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and it kind of makes sense for a +4 for that. So. But we like the Clippers overall. We aren't buying the Celtics. Are they on are they? I think they are on a little bit of a run here. 2-game winning streak, but only 4-6 in the last 10. I mean, not really great performances. We're seeing kind of lackluster nights by Jason Tatum sometimes. Even though he did just hit the game winner in their last meeting, but it's just like nothing great about the Celtics team, and the Clippers should be able to handle their bigs a little decently here. So I think this is actually kind of great value here with the Clippers -4. Actually liking that a lot. So we'll lock it in, Clippers -4. All right, let's move on to Hawks and the Heat. Hawks +3.5, Heat -3.5. They just played. This is kind of a back-to-back. They just played on Sunday, and the Heat won by 10, 109-99. We advise you to stay away from that game. This is when I believe the first meeting, the Hawks were actually +6.5. So, kind of a 10-point win, 6.5 spread, so kind of very close there. So now the spread has dropped considerably here to +3.5 for the Hawks. Kevin Huerter, it's a game time decision, and Cam Reddish is still out for the Hawks. And then for the Heat, Jimmy Butler, game time decision. Interesting there. But gonna stay away from this one as well. Once again, no really great value, and once again on a back-to-back when these kind of small series of kind of 2 straight games back-to-back, we do like to kind of stay away from the second half. It never kind of works out the same way it does in the first game. And it also kind of, they all figure each other out. All right, this is what you did against us. We make adjustments. So we don't really like to take back-to-backs when facing the same opponent. So we'll stay away from this one, see if we get any better value in these last 3 games. All right, Knicks and Spurs, and Knicks -1, Spurs +1, and I think we are liking the Spurs a little bit better here. Let's see who's good to go. Taj Gibson is still out for the Knicks, and Elfrid Payton is a game time decision for the Spurs. Rudy Gay, game time decision, not out, game time decision, so he probably plays. Derek White, game time decision. Once again, he probably plays as well. So this Spurs team back at it. They just had a little bit of a heartbreaking loss against the Nets last night. And I think the Spurs team is a little bit better than the Knicks. And we do like the Knicks. Don't get us wrong. Did we? Yeah, we looked at who was out for the Knicks. But this Knicks team against a good defensive coach Spurs team at home, Knicks on the road, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it too much. So we are going to take the Spurs plus a point here. I think they get back on track here off that tough loss last night, and I just think this defense of the Spurs is kind of going to lock down the Knicks a little bit. So don't think the Knicks are going to be all on point. Especially their bench probably gets locked up a little bit, and that's kind of the magic of this Knicks team. They need that bench to score pretty decently. They need at least kind of, quickly in double-digit points. Who's their other good bench scorer? blanking on it, but they definitely need 2 bench scores and double-digit scoring, and if they don't get that, they don't have a chance to win, and I think the Spurs lock them up defensively. So we'll take the Spurs here, +1. Nuggets, Bucks. Let's see what we get here. This one's interesting. This one's truly interesting. The spread is Nuggets +7, Bucks -7. Ooh, the Bucks are streaking, but we do get Jokic down low against Giannis, so I think I like that. +7 points, I think I like it. So once again, Paul Millsap is still out. Gary Harris is still out, unfortunately. Facundo Campazzo has COVID. He's out. RJ Hampton has COVID. They're both out for the Nuggets. Now for the Bucks, everybody's good to go. Just Jalen Adams is a game-time decision. So interesting here. Nuggets on a back-to-back. They just kind of took care of business decently against the Bulls. Decently. They won by 6. So interesting here. Nuggets +7's a little tempting. Let's talk about this last game. Then we'll come back to Nuggets-Bucks because we might be taking the Nuggets +7 there. That's interesting. Bigs, man. Bigs and three-point shooting. The Nuggets have it, and that's what really kills the Bucks team. Now the Bucks, like we said, they are on a streak here, 5-game winning streak. Whereas the Nuggets, 2-game winning streak, 6-4 in their last 10. Back-to-back as well. Damn. We're going to take it. We're going to take the points here. Let's get the Nuggets +7. Let's take that. I kind of like it. A lot of points there to give up, especially against the Bucks, who they are trending up right now. But overall, I can see their downfall. I can see their demise. I don't really see this winning streak being extended too much. I don't really see them going on like a 10-game winning streak, 12, 15, 20. Don't really see any of that. Highest it goes maybe a 7 if it doesn't get blown up tonight. So we'll take the 7 here for the Nuggets. They may not win, but I love those points there. 7's a lot of points there for this Nuggets team. All right, and then the last game of the night, the Lakers and the Suns. Suns +1.5, Lakers -1.5. Let's see if everybody's good to go. Dario Saric is a game-time decision for the Suns. LeBron James, game-time decision. He's going to play. Anthony Davis out. Kyle Kuzma, game-time decision. He probably plays as well. So pretty much everybody's good to go for this team. The only pause I have about taking either side here is what is DeAndre Ayton going to do? I expect him to kind of eat down low. Because of no Anthony Davis, and he probably chews out Marc Gasol. But not really any great value here. Suns +1, Lakers -1.5. We already got 3 other games here in our moneymaker, so we'll stay away from this one. We'll just enjoy the watch since it's on nationally televised television. So our moneymaker for today, Clippers -4, Spurs +1, Nuggets +7, all really great value. And I think the Clippers -4 may be the best bet of the night, truly. Alrighty, so that's our moneymaker. Let's head over to our NBA player spotlight of the day. And today's NBA player spotlight is on Thaddeus Young. He is a 6th man of the year candidate, folks. It's just if the Bulls can get into the playoffs, then we can definitely, they are in the playoffs right now. They're currently the 8th seed, as we said. Oh, no, they're the 10th seed. We were wrong. So if they can make it into the playoffs, I would definitely give Thaddeus Young a better chance at getting 6th man of the year, but they definitely need to be in the playoffs. If they're not in the playoffs, then we can throw this man out of the window. But he's having a real great season here off the bench. I mean, he's got so much experience, folks. He's been in the league for a very long time. He was in all rookie in 07 and 08, so that dates him right there. But this season, averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, and that's all coming off the bench, folks. He is only coming off the bench. And when we look at, just kind of the difference between what he's doing, as a starter and then what he's doing, as a reserve off the bench, let's go here. Career-wise off the bench, he's only averaging 11, 5, and 1, 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. But when we look at what he's doing this season off the bench, it's 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. So he's having his best year off the bench. He's getting it done. Let's go a little deeper into these game logs here and just show you how well, not just the offensive output, but the defensive output as well. So we'll just kind of go through some of these games. Let's go. How do I want to do this quickly? We'll just start here. So his first game off the bench, 15, 6, and 3. They get the win. Let's do some of these losses. Here. A loss. Well, not that one. That one's not a good one. That one's not a good one. All right. So some of these losses here. Losing against Chicago, but he's still +9 on the floor, getting it done. What else do we get? What else do we get? Here we go. A 16-point loss, but he's still a +4 with 16 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds. We're actually going to be watching this game in our kind of highlights of him. Since it's hard to get kind of in-season highlights, we have to kind of take it game by game, and this is kind of the game we are going to shout out. A 16-point loss against the Celtics, but he's still a +4, 16 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, so really just getting it done, a totality. So that's why we chose the game, since we get a little bit of everything. A loss here, 1-point loss against Portland, but he's a +13 with 8 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, getting it done. All right, what else do we get here? Just kind of in this kind of last stretch since really February, kind of a great production just in the really everything. Let's just read you his games in February, what he's doing kind of this month. I know March just started, but here we go. This last month, 13 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 19 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 15 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 14 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 8 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, 14 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 13 points, 4 assists, 11 rebounds, 9 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds, 12 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds, 18 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 17 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, 14 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 13 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds, and then their last game, 12 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. They lose by 6, but he's a +4 on the court, folks. So great night, or just great performances by Thaddeus Young off the bench. Truly think he should be a sixth man of the year candidate. It's just, the Bulls overall, they got Zach LaVine. Kobe White's a little hit and miss, but I definitely think Thaddeus Young coming off the bench, it's great production. He has kind of a hand in all their wins, and in their losses, he does all he can to kind of overcome. I mean, as a sixth man, you really can't make too much of an impact in losses, or in kind of what the starters are doing. If the starters are getting beat, it's kind of just hard to come in as a sixth man and kind of turn everything around and, get you out of that kind of 20-point deficit or something like that. So Thaddeus Young here, great season off the bench, getting it done. Points, assisting, rebounding, defense, he can do it all. So let's take a little bit of a highlight game of this man. Yes, in totality, it is a loss against this Celtics team, but he was positive on the floor. In a 16-point loss, he was a +4 on the floor. So, when he's out there, he's still getting it done. He is productive. He's efficient. He's everything. He's good at defense. So here we go. Thaddeus Young. This was January 25th, 2021 of this year. Here we go, Thaddeus Young against the Celtics. So let's see what this man has. All right, here he is, 21, just running the floor, lay it up. Yes, sir. Nice little Euro step to get in the lane. Then he gets the and one at the line. Oh, got to work on the free throws. Got to cash in that three-point play when you can. So, hey, he's not faultless. The free throws so far, definitely got to work on that a little bit. All righty, yes, sir. Cutting to the basket, and that's great vision by the passer there. But, hey, just making offense work. Hey, I'm cutting to the basket, big cutting, lob it up to me, give me the ball, and I'll go to work. And, yes, sir, great defense here, boxing out Robert Williams. Jaylen Brown tries to pass out of a shot, and Thaddeus Young says, no, I'll take that. Nice steal there. All right, Thaddeus Young with the pick. He rolls. He gets it. He finishes down low. Yes, sir. At the top of the key here. Yes, sir. Going to take on Robert Williams. Oh, Robert Williams gets the block on him, though. Oof. All right, Thaddeus Young crashing the boards, getting it, the putback layup there, and I think he gets the and one as well. No, he doesn't. He does not get the and one. Or maybe he does. I don't know. I don't like this highlight package so far. They're kind of replaying some here. Yeah, so he does get to the line. Here we go. Hit it this time. Here we go. Make up for the last one you missed. Oh, no! Another free throw missed. Can't cash in on those three-point plays. Has to start doing that. Definitely's got to start getting his free throws under control a little bit more here. All right, he got the defensive rebound. He was pushing the floor. Another defensive rebound there. That's just easy. Not really too contested. All right, setting the pick. He's wide open at the top of the three. Cash that in. Oh my God, airball. Oh boy, all right. The threes and the free throws, that's not really his game. But when you're that wide open, you just got to test it a little bit. All right, down low post against Daniel Tice here. Driving against Daniel Tice, he loses the ball out of bounds. All right, not looking too good here overall. A little turnover there, not great. All righty, down low. Defense against Jaylen Brown. Nice job to kind of close out the shot. Thaddeus Young once again against Daniel Tice. Back this man down. Go up. Go out and eat against him. Yes, sir. Turn around. Yes, sir. Able to finish against Daniel Tice that time. Love seeing that. All right. Here we go. He's back on track now. All right, down low. Gets the offensive rebound. Swings it out for an open three, and he cashes in. Yes, sir. Wonderful job here. Getting the rebound, finding the open shooter, cashing in the three. That's all because of Thaddeus Young, folks. Very well done. All right, decent defense to send the swing to the open three. He misses it. He grabs the defensive rebound. He pushes the pace. And, all right, I mean, this is good by Thaddeus Young to push the pace offensively here. Let's go back to this. Gets the rebound. Pushes the floor. It's going to be a little bit of a 2-on-2 push. A lob to Zach LaVine. It's just off the mark, but that's not Thaddeus Young's fault. So great kind of offensive push here. Is he going to take the three? No, he's going to try to dribble around Daniel Tice, but he loses the ball off his foot. Another turnover there. Not great. All right, setting a little bit of a pick and roll here at the top. Able to get it past Daniel Tice and just goes to the bucket. Setting another pick, rolling, open again. Oh, yeah, that pick and roll looks a little clumsy when it's kind of getting set up at the top there. But, I mean, it fools everybody. This is the second time that it just works. He's wide open. The roll man just wide open, nobody covering him down low. So he's open for the score. Alrighty, backing down all the way in the lane. Work against Jason Tatum. Absolutely. You got the advantage over him. You got the height advantage. Gets the ball floated up over Robert Williams on the help defense, and that's 2 points cash, baby. Missed three. Gets the offensive rebound. Yes, sir. Resetting the offense. Bingo, bango. Getting those long misses, those long-range three misses. Always, not going back on defense too early. Ooh, a big old foul there by Thaddeus Young. He says, hey, if you're going to, Jaylen Brown, if you're going to try and, double clutch this layup, you better take some of this contact right here. All right, down low, Thaddeus Young trying to get the offensive rebound. Couldn't quite get it. Here we go, another pick and roll that they guard successfully. Trying to put it back again. Couldn't get it. Is that the same replay that they showed? I don't know why they show back-to-back of the same replay like that. All right, closing out defensively. Oof, couldn't quite get there and commits the foul. That's not great. That is not great. So, overall, in a game scenario, nobody's going to be 100% perfect, folks. But some good things there. And just in the stat column, he's getting it done in literally every facet of the game. Definitely has to work on the free throws. Not really a great three-point shooter, even in his regular career anyway. But, Thaddeus Young, I think, if the Bulls can get it together, if the starters can maybe get it together a little bit better than what they've been doing, Thaddeus Young could definitely make a run at Sixth Man of the Year. Definitely think this man should definitely be in contention, be in the conversation. Alrighty, let's move on to our NFL draft prospect of the day. In today's NFL draft prospect that we're looking at is Rashod Bateman, wide receiver from Minnesota. He's a 6'2", 210 wide receiver, so decent height there. Definitely got to be 6'2" or above to be a flourishing wide receiver in this league. I think DeAndre Hopkins 6'1", but if you're going to go up and get the ball like he does, then yeah, you can, be a little shorter. So good height here, decent size at 210. Alrighty, so here we go. In Minnesota, played 3 seasons. He initially opted out of the 2020 season, then played 5 games, and then said, all right, I'm back out. Minnesota played 7 games total, and Rashod Bateman played 5 of those 7 games. So not a full season here in 2020, a little bit of a wonky season, as we said. So kind of a little harder to kind of get a firm grasp on, one, what have you done for us lately? And 2, have you been getting better? Have you been improving every single season? So 2020, this draft is going to be a little tiny bit of a crapshoot, just because, especially everything kind of past like the first, definitely past the first round, but kind of realistically past like the first maybe even 15 picks is really just going to be, who do you have a good feeling about because of this season with the COVID and, some teams not playing, some players opting out, and just kind of the wonkiness of it. So, alrighty, in 2018, his freshman year, 51 receptions for 704 yards and 6 touchdowns. Not bad. But then in 2019, his best season, obviously, 60 receptions, 1,219 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So we see between 2018 and 2019, he only had 9 more catches, but for 500 more yards, folks. That's absolutely incredible. So just being more of a deep down the field threat at wide receiver there in 2019, really making his presence known. And, we do like to see you getting better every single season, and that's why, 2020 is just so frustrating, because he made that improvement from 2018 to 2019, but we want to see you we want to see you take another step there between 2019 and 2020. But here in 2020, only playing 5 games, 36 receptions for 472 yards and only 2 touchdowns. So, like we said, he only played 5 games, so we're not going to take, 2020 too much into account. But he did get 2 bowl games in 2018 and 2019, so let's see if he was working hard in those bowl games. We take bowl games, we weigh them very heavy here. We want to see what you do in bowl games because, the defense is a little bit better than what you've been seeing all season, and you have 3 weeks to prepare for this game, so you should be making it work well. All right, so here we go. In 2018, his freshman year bowl game against Georgia Tech, they got the win. He only had 2 receptions for 34 yards, though. Let's see how many points they put up. They put up 34 points in total, so some chances, some opportunities at points, but we know, his freshman year, 2018, wasn't his best season. So let's go to 2019 in that bowl game. Hopefully he steps it up. Hopefully he has at least a score here. Alrighty, so here we go. In the bowl game in 2019, his best season against Auburn here. They got the win, great, but 3 catches for 49 yards, no touchdowns. Super unfortunate here, not getting it done in the best game. And they put up 31 points, so, decent, chances at some points here. Just unfortunately, as we said, or as we see, we really can't see it from the stats. We don't know if it was just a quarterback not targeting him, if the defense was, all over him. Maybe we'll look that up, actually. Maybe we'll look that up if we don't get anything great by this highlight tape. But overall, decent or a very good 2019 season, just not being used in the bowl game. Little red flag right there. All right, so we saw all the stats here. Now let's go to his career highlights. How is this man looking? So here we go. Let's see what Rashod Bateman, wide receiver for Minnesota. Let's get his number here. He's number 13. Also rocked number 0, but I think he's going to be 13 in these highlights. So let's see. Rashod Bateman here. Here we go. First play up against New Mexico State. Just a comeback route. And he takes it all the way. Oh, he gets tripped up. He's got some nice speed here. Look at the speed right here. Just unfortunately gets tripped up a little bit. And we see his frame. He is looking nice and tall out there at the number 13, Odell Beckham number. And he is looking kind of a lot bigger than a lot of those defenders out there. So not bad there on the comeback route. We'll get another look here. Just a comeback route. Defender respected him with like 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. All right, wide receiver screen here. And, he gets brought down a little bit. But nice, once again, some nice speed, able to turn it up the field very nicely. Unfortunately, he's just getting tripped up at the last second. Really no kind of, breakaway, nothing breakaway. Not able to kind of stay on his feet after, a decent hit. Not a wrap-up tackle, but a decent hit. All righty, here we go against Maryland. A one-on-one jump ball in the end zone. Quarterback places it right on the money, and he goes up and gets the ball. Absolutely magnificent. Let's watch this one more time. Yes, sir. Go up and get that ball. 2 feet down as well. Yes, sir. 1 foot. I think that knee came down before he got out of bounds, so I would say that is 2 feet down. Once again in the end zone here. Yes, sir. The one-on-one matchups. Yes, sir. This is what this man can bring to your team. One-on-one in the end zone. We see, a lot of quarterbacks starting to do this in the NFL, just taking that shot one-on-one in the end zone. Here it is. Trust me, I'm going to go up and get it. High and away, and it's high and away. Bingo, bango. All right, in the red zone again. Do we get the same thing? Over the middle of the field, and a real tight throw to fit that ball in there. Somehow I get in there, but so great throw by the quarterback, but we are looking at Rashod Bateman, the wide receiver, so even a better catch, all that concentration through kind of the heavy traffic zone over the middle in the end zone, so there was like 3 defenders around him there. All right, nice little kind of just crossing route all over the middle of the field, able to find the ball, go up and get it. Yes, sir. Watch this one more time. Probably a better angle here through the back. I mean, just kind of outrunning this defender. We see he's got at least kind of probably 2 steps on him. If the ball's not kind of underthrown, that could possibly go all the way for a touchdown. And then he's going deep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Does he have finishing speed? Yes, he's able to finish all the way for the touchdown. So a great catch here. Just getting absolutely behind the defense, clear 2 steps over the defender, and he's wide open to make the catch. Yes, sir. Touchdown. Just wide open. Great catch. Able to break away for the touchdown. Finish that kind of last 15 yards there after the catch. All right. Yes, sir. The speed. Yes, sir. The speed. Bouncing it out. Can he get him to the pylon? Yes, sir. So he's got some real good speed. Real good speed here. Nothing great, no Tyreek Hill speed, but he's got some real decent speed. If he has about a 2-step lead on you, you're not going to be able to catch him. Very well done there. All right, we don't need to watch this one again. We saw it. All right, over the middle of the field here. Just able to get that ball over that first line of defense, and here he is breaking away, beating everybody. Yes, sir. Here we go. I mean, this is just a 60, 75-yard sprint here to the house, and he beats everybody here. Yes, sir. Nice comeback route. I mean, these corners are giving this man 10 yards of separation, respecting his kind of ability down the field. A nice move inside. And then brought down. So, his acceleration after kind of a juke is not that great. He's got some nice kind of just, north-south speed. Getting it all the way down to the 2 there. Shedding a tackle, breaking a tackle over here. Yes, sir. Comes back inside. And then it's just a foot race. But we know that just acceleration can't really get it up there quickly. Going deep. Oh, the one-handed catch. Oh, my God. Absolutely beautifully thrown where only the wide receiver can get it. Burns the corner, running right by the safety. Gets it. One-handed catch and the touchdown. Yes, sir. The concentration. Let's watch this man catch it one more time. Fully extended reach with that left hand. One-handed catch. Whew, with the safety barreling down, and he still has the concentration. Probably thinking to himself he's going to get big ol' hit there, but that's a bad angle by the safety. So really great concentration here. That is absolutely fantastic. Yes, sir. That's the best play we've seen by him by far. All right, catching it over the middle. Decent on the slant routes. Just a nice wide open catch here. Let's watch it one more time. Just sitting right down there. Nobody plays them. Nice solid pickup there. Solid. All right, kind of wide open, coming back to the ball there, but not getting, those yards after the catch on that one. Yes, sir. Able to get the safety's not able to come up and make that hit. Able to just to take it for the rest of the 25 yards for the touchdown. So this, like we said, the speed is good, folks. It's not bad speed. It's just, it's not going to really kind of always go to the house. You can catch up to them. But some solid speed there. Alrighty, another play against Purdue going deep. Holy moly, just fighting for this ball here. Great coverage. That's tight coverage, and he just goes and finds the ball. Wrestles it away from the defender. Yes, sir. He's strong. I mean, he's 6'2", folks. That's good size at the wide receiver position. So just goes and wrestles the ball away. All right, some good physical strength there going against some safety, some corners. Another play against Purdue, getting behind the defense. Great catch there. Good throw there as well. Yes, sir. Alrighty, against Illinois, they're going deep. Once again, just able to get behind the defense. Trying to stay on his feet. He does. Trying to beat everybody to the end zone. About 15 yards short, but great catch there. Great kind of first break of a tackle, and then able to pick up, 20, 25, 30 yards. And then we get another one-handed catch here. Oh! Is it with the left? No, this time it's with the right. He's ambidextrous with the one-handed catches out here. Yes, sir. This one with the right. I reach back like 1-3. Yes, sir. Woo! Highlight reel on the sideline, one-handed catch. Ooh, boy, the one-handed catches, baby. Yes, sir. Great catch here on the sideline, not getting brought down, and then taking it all the way for the score. One more time here. Once again, preparing for the hit, but then once the hit doesn't come, he recognized it and was like, oh, hang on, I'm just going to take it down the sideline then. Yes, sir. All right, wide open here. And then he just gets brought down. All right, against Penn State again. Once again, finding the open space. Unfortunately, couldn't stay in bounds here. Probably wasn't expecting to be that wide open. Just couldn't stop quick enough. Carried him out of bounds, unfortunately. But it looks like they're driving here. They're going to go back to him, and there he is, wide open on that sideline. Killing Penn State on the sideline every single time. That right end of the sideline just getting wide open, and now he's down at the 2. And we don't see him get in if he did kind of cap it off on that drive. Oh, my gosh. Deep throw. Underthrow. Has to kind of stop his route. Come back to the ball. Finds the ball. Good catch. Yes, sir. And that goes for about 45, 50 yards on him. Just able to kind of come back and find the ball. Yes, sir. And look at those strong hands. Fantastic. In the red zone, do they go to him? Nice little slant route over the middle. Picks up 10. Gets them in first and goal territory. That's always great. So solid footwork off the line. Nothing great. As we see, we can kind of see it clearly right here. Nothing really great. Is trying to beat him on the routes. His size. He's trying to use his size against him. Kind of box out on those slant routes. Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Ball is thrown high in the end zone. He's got a one-on-one matchup against the safety. He just goes up and high points the ball, catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds. Let's see if we get another replay angle here. Oh, yeah, we should be able to see it great here. Yes, sir. Go up, get the ball 1 foot. Did he get that second foot down? We get another look here. Ooh, I don't know if that second foot came down. Obviously, you only have to have a 1 in college, but, having 2 feet is stunting on him, so would like to see you stunting on him. Getting ready for that NFL. Doesn't look like he got that second foot down, but he's back in the end zone here. On the sideline, he get 2 feet on this one. 1. Oh, not 2, though. Dang it. I don't think that other foot was still down when he had control. Yeah, this foot's up. This foot's up right here. That foot is up. That left foot is up. Unfortunate. So not getting 2 feet down in bounds there in the end zone. Unfortunate. All right, just able to get behind the defense here. Wide open for the touchdown. And our pen ran out of ink. Today is just not a good show. What the hell is going on here? Oh, man, our pen died. No more notes. Can't take any more notes on this, man. Darn it. All right. We'll have to make mental notes. Here we go. Wide receiver screen coming back to the ball. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Oh, just got brought down right at the 5-yard line. That's what we're talking about. The breakaway speed isn't quite there. I do kind of like this anticipation, though, lowering the shoulder, looking to get hit here. Doesn't get hit, surprising, but then just gets tripped up at the last second. Truly unfortunate, brought down at the 1. Darn, man. Oof. Alrighty, so not some bad highlights there, but Rashod Bateman. I guess the couple of knocks that we have on him is just, they didn't use him in the bowl games. That's not great. I want to know why you're not using your best player in the bowl games. If he's getting locked up in the bowl games, you can't be getting locked up in the biggest games. You need to be there in the biggest games. So that's something that we can kind of look a little bit more into maybe when the draft gets a little bit closer. And then another thing, not getting the 2 feet in bounds, a little disappointing. It's not obviously a big knock because in college, I mean, if you only need to get 1 foot down, yeah, go and get 1 foot down. But when you're training to get to that second level to the NFL, would like to just have you to have 2 feet in bounds. But didn't really see that too much. No breakaway speed, but still solid speed. The one-handed catches were absolutely fantastic, and him doing it with the left hand and the right hand, that's actually really, really freaking great. Going up, high pointing the ball, looking back at the ball, getting behind the defense, all that is great. So still a solid wide receiver out here. I think Devontae Smith is a little bit better. I doubt, Rashod Bateman's going to be the first wide receiver to go. Jalen Waddle probably goes over Rashod Bateman as well of kind of the wide receivers we've seen so far. But, yeah, not bad here. 6'2", good height there, solid speed, good catching ability. That's all you want in a wide receiver, right? Alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow on Wednesday. Whenever those March Madness brackets release, that's when we're going to start our March Madness coverage. So whenever that happens, we'll do that. And then we'll also try to squeeze in our NFL Draft Prospect of the Days on those shows as well, which I'm sure we should be able to do. Alrighty, so new NFL Draft Prospect we'll be looking at tomorrow. Got to tune in to find out who it is. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Bet That Moneymaker, folks. We're back, baby. We're back.